Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Saturday, February 29th, 2020. Yes, it's cold outside, baby, and the last day of the month, so I hope you all are staying warm out there, having a safe and blessed weekend, and looking forward to spring weather because I definitely am. Last day of the month. Yes, it is. I want to bring you all some said information, and it's going to be brought to you by ABC News. Dance teacher sentenced to 9 months for exposing teen to HIV. A Tennessee dance teacher who appeared on a reality TV show was sentenced to 9 months in prison for raping a teenage student and exposing him to HIV. This is stemming out of Memphis, Tennessee. A Tennessee dance teacher who appeared on a reality TV show was sentenced Friday to 9 months in prison for raping a teenage student and exposing him to HIV. John Connor III, 30, also was sentenced to 4 years of probation, and he'll be placed on the sex offender registry for life, news outlets reported. Connor pleaded guilty in November to criminal exposure to HIV, statutory rape by an authority figure, and solicitation of a minor. Investigators said Connor met a 16-year-old boy online in 2015, and the pair had unprotected sex several times. Connor didn't tell the boy he was diagnosed with HIV in 2012, according to authorities. The boy later tested positive for HIV. Connor had appeared on the Lifetime show Bring It. The show featured Mid-South competitive dance teams, including Connor's. And this said information is brought to you by ABC. What in the hell is going on here? The man had HIV for 3 years up until the point he met this boy, a minor. Had sex with him, met him online, give him HIV. Now we got to think about all the other people he slept with and infected them. Only gets a 9-month sentence for statutory rape and infecting the boy with HIV, and gets, what did they say, 4 years probation, 9 months in prison, and 4 years probation and a lifetime registry. So he's been infected since 2012. Come year 8, infected. Who knows if he's even taken medicine? What about the other people he slept with without a condom? Any other young boys while he was coaching these teams and You see what I'm saying? You can't trust anybody. And people were trusting their children to be in the company of this man as a dance instructor. So that's even worse. Dance instructor soliciting sex with a minor on the internet. Other men he's partook with possibly raped more children and infected more children and or other adults. So you only give him 9 months plus 4 years probation and a lifetime registry as a sex offender. Now we sit and wait now to see who's going to come out and say they are also infected with HIV. And I slept with him. How about that? See, the system is, every case you talk about, everything stems from a judge making a decision. Either 12 members of a jury coming to a decision and a judge handing down a sentence, and or a person just takes a plea or whatever and go on and just let the judge give them a bench trial and give the said sentence. And this stinking judge, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, saw fit to only give him 9 months. Now perhaps he's been sitting in jail since he was arrested. Could be. But it still ain't enough when you count it's a rape of a child and infecting him with HIV. If he sat in there 5 years, 4 years, and what's your point? Doesn't matter. Raped the child. Knew better. Had no business sleeping with a boy. Had no business sleeping with a boy underage. And gave him a deadly disease. Now that boy's got to go out into the world. You see where I'm going with that? Okay. And live. So now he should be about, 20, 21 years of age. Now one has to hope he is also using protection and not infect other men out here in the street. Also, don't go out looking for little boys to play with and have sex with. And also hope and pray he hasn't already infected some guys out there, boys as well, when he was a child himself having sex. Because who's to say he wasn't promiscuous having sex with children himself and or grown men too, and wasn't using a condom? We know he didn't use a condom because he had sex with this grown-ass man and got HIV. So you see how the web is? It just goes round and round and round, and it's just latching on. Because the possibilities are endless of who did what, who slept with who, how many people they've been with, who's all infected. And that's what I learned, when the girls, as a young woman, you go get your mammograms and your pap smears. You'll see a chart, and it'll show one stick figure at the top. And underneath the stick figure is other stick figures going down in a pyramid. And it'll say, these are all the people you slept with last night. Generally speaking, 63, 64 stick figures under stick figure number 1, which is you. And all the other stick figures are under you. So they're basically saying you slept with one person last night, but really you didn't. You slept with about 60 plus people. And that may be that was a guesstimate. Do you understand what I'm saying? That applies to this situation here. The law is wrong for giving him a 9-month sentence. And I don't care if he had been in jail a couple of years. He should have been in jail for several years. Really a lengthy sentence. I'm misquoting myself. He should have been in jail probably longer than 20 plus years or more. Because 1, you raped a child. 2, you infected him with HIV. And you didn't give a damn, and you knew you had it because you had it for 3 years up until meeting that boy and soliciting him on the internet. Now, the next part of my diabolical commentary is for the men he'll probably partake with while he's incarcerated. And since he's been incarcerated, Mr. Connor, oh yeah, I'm going to get down with it and get real ugly with it. For some of you who don't know, a lot of men who are incarcerated are bisexual. A lot of men go in, maybe possibly straight, thinking straight, but they stay in there a while and maybe the mind sways to the same sex. So they partake in sexual activity with another inmate. Now factor in that inmates come out to society and they partake in sexual relationships with single women. You see where I'm going with that? It has been known, it has been said, and if you want to know, you're on the right channel to find out. And YouTube itself, many videos are running on YouTube that show the lifestyle of many homosexual men who are incarcerated, their lifestyle inside of jail and prison, and their lifestyle thereafter when they leave the said jail and prison. And a lot of men are bisexual going in. A lot of men become bisexual in the jail and prison, and they come out dating women, sleeping with women, dating women. And see, that's how HIV came to be exacted upon women, because a gay man slept with a gay man and a gay man and a gay man, and then a gay man one day decided to sleep with a woman. And that's how women became infected with HIV AIDS. So that is a real problem out here in our society. A serious problem with African American men. You hear all the rampant stories going around the U.S., the Atlanta metropolitan area and other cities. A lot of men on the down low. So you take in these men going into jail, partaking with men in there. Then they come out and they sleep with women. Now we have to worry about women and children being infected with HIV and AIDS. And then you have some men who, hey, ain't even about going to prison or jail. They own the down low, walking around you, looking at you, pretending they like you as a woman, but deep down inside he likes men as well. And he's out here in the closet, half-ass out the closet, messing with men and women. So you see, this is why we have so many people becoming infected, especially with in the African-American culture demographic. This male I'm speaking of is an African-American male, a young man, as you see, 30 years of age. The person he infected is only, 2021 now. And it is an epidemic. And the South has a high rate of HIV/AIDS cases. And I say this earnestly. It is a problem. And it doesn't help when you have men who will not say they like both sexes and they partake in sex with both sexes. And it will continue to be a problem until, one, people own that they are bisexual, two, that they have a disease, HIV/AIDS. This is a sad story, an injustice exacted upon a child and to the public, because this man will be free in less than a year or so. You count the months down or whatever. So you understand what I'm saying? May not even do the whole 9 months. And then he'll be back out here in the street, registered as a sex offender, hopefully, but still probably not caring to use a condom. And he probably really going to be mad at the world because he had to do time in prison. And we only know how bad it is for him in there because he raped a child. So they may be giving him swift justice in there. So when he come out, he sure enough going to be ruined and tainted inside, mentally and physically. And ain't no telling what other irreparable damages he's going to do to young men out here when he is released from prison. Stay woke out here, people. You see the system, you can't rely on them for nothing. The judicial system, I'll go on and say most, I ain't going to say some. They're not doing right by the public, our children, women, and men as well. Everything is about the almighty dollar. And that's how this looks to me. It just seems like everything's about money. Getting people in and out. Well, it's not a real violent crime. We only give him a little short while. But he got AIDS, HIV. You ain't got no guarantee you're going to live just because there's medicine out here. First of all, you got to be able to afford the medicine. You got to be able to have health care to get the medicine. Quit playing. Keeping it real with you, because this is a real problem. Prayers for the young man. I hope he's well. I hope he's coping well. The young man who contracted this HIV from him. I hope he's out here using protection. And I hope he can move on from this ordeal, this situation. As for this creep, 30-year-old creep, you're a lost cause to me. If you was to fall down a flight of stairs right now, it wouldn't bother me none. I wouldn't give a damn about what happened to him. Because you're one of the lucky few that get to walk out of there for a short amount of time knowing what you did was foul and wrong. Your ass should have got 20 plus years just for the rape of the baby, or more. Really, more than 20 years, because he was a kid. Some of you all thinking near 16, 17, they're grown. You're not grown. The state don't say you're grown. Even if some states emancipate women, young girls out on their own to get pregnant, or the states care, you're not grown, because your mind ain't grown. And we see grown people every day making foolish and childish mistakes. Just throwing a little stuff out there to you. A little info. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below. Tell me what you think about this subject matter. I want to hear your comments. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for subscribing, watching, tuning in. Newcomers, thank you all so much. Thanks for the support. Thanks for everybody that's been following me. I love you. How you doing, Shiny V? Hope you're well. You all take care out there. And remember, prayers for Evelyn Mae Boswell. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a safe weekend. Bye-bye.